Hi, I'm Tyler, and welcome to the Alaskan Dream YouTube channel. We're gonna set up our new hot tent TP that we got off of Amazon. Right back here in this little clear spot here by the cabin. It's the Nature Hike Ranch Fire. Pretty sweet little TP. Trying to do a little budget build off of Amazon. So I'll try to link the products below. I hope you guys have a good one. I hope you like it. Enjoy the video. All right, guys. So as you can see, so far I got the I'll open that door for you. So we got the center pole in there. Gonna have to open these vents. These vents right up here have a little keeper right here. Put these vents up. That's what's gonna manage your moisture on the inside once we get the stove in. So with us here in Fairbanks, we've got about 3 or 4 feet of snow here at the cabin. So what we're gonna do is take the hatchet in the woods and cut down some spruce poles, and we're gonna use spruce poles with the guy lines. That way we're not having to dig down 3 or 4 feet to put the guy lines out, because quite a bit of work just shoveling out. This tent has a huge footprint. Surprisingly enough, it's smaller on the inside than it looks on. It looks huge on the outside for a 2-person tent. So we're gonna see about me and the kids sleeping in it tonight. It's supposed to get down to about 15 below. So it'll be a pretty good test. I think it's only about 5 below right now. So stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. One swing. Just like that. Got one pull cut. Probably gonna cut this one in half. Probably gonna need about 3 more of these before we're done. All right, so right here, all I'm doing is knocking the snow off of one of these small spruce. If you go to hardcorehammers.com, that's the hatchet that I'm using. Is just their standard hatchet they sell. Really good, high quality hatchet. Pretty much all I needed was some small spruce boughs for the guy lines on my teepee, and these were just the closest nearby. I was just deliming them a little bit right here, just so it makes it easier to cut it down, because even though I cut them off right there by the snow line, there's still about 3 feet of pole left under the snow that you really can't get to unless you open it all the way up. But pretty simple, just like that. Couple whacks and you're done. Right here you can see me just deliming this one. Had to get a little bit better than what I got it in the woods. Had to finish delimbing the top. Up there at the top you can see the cabin. Since this is the first time cold camping with the kids, I didn't want to be all the way out in the bush, so this is just right out here on our property, and it's really nice. We're out here in the country, so you get a lot of wilderness, a lot of northern lights out here. It's pretty awesome. All right, guys, so for the guy lines, probably gonna cut it about right there. That was about 3 foot. And then that way, once we stick it in the snow, we're gonna stick our guy lines to this. Not expecting a whole lot of wind tonight. If you're gonna set it up in high wind, I'd probably reinforce it a little better, but we're not up in the mountains today or anything, so it should be okay. Like I said, go about 3 or 4 foot. It's alright. Alright guys, I'm going to show you something pretty interesting. These little clips for your for putting out your guy lines. Surprisingly, Nature Hike, for such a cheap tent, actually made them out of metal. So, really nice. So right here, I'm just showing you guys
like
how we're going to put the guy lines out when the snow is so deep. Here in the Fairbanks, we already have about 3 or 4 feet of snow. So cutting these spruce poles and putting them in the ground like this is just a huge way to save time. You could also do it out in the field. You can't get a traditional stake in the ground because all the hard pack, you'd be digging for a while. So here in Fairbanks, we don't get really high winds, so this should work great for tonight. Might not be the best way, but it's the quickest way I thought of, just cutting these spruce poles. Just let me know in the comments if you guys have any other ways that you guys like to do it in deep snow, because like right here, I'm all the way down to my knees. So it's pretty interesting. Winter camping's definitely an experience, especially when you're dealing with negative temperatures. So this tent isn't the most ideal tent for how cold it gets here in Fairbanks, because with the ground sheet, the TP, and the wood stove, I got it all off Amazon and shipped up here for around $349. But this is more of a budget build, so we're just gonna see how it goes. Alright, so we got all the guy lines out. There's still a couple spots along the edges where I'm going to have to tighten up the edges, so I'll take the stakes out. But the tent looks really good. So I figured with this shot right here, I'd go ahead and show you guys what it looks like when it's all set up and how we got the guy line spread out. It's looking pretty good so far, so we'll see how it goes.
Is it this you're looking for, or is it over?
Got the camping stove. So this stove is actually really good quality, surprisingly, with it coming off Amazon. All these stove pieces fit inside the stove, which I have on a different video. And right here, I'm just showing you with me putting the stack on, which you see that last part has the spark arrestor, so you don't burn holes in your tent. Alright, so with this stove, it does have rings up at the top for guy lines, so that way when you're in high winds, the stovepipe doesn't blow over. But we're not going to be any kind of high wind, so probably not going to put guy lines on it. Should be okay. Alright guys, so I got one of these little Inferno packs. You just got to tear it up a little bit. It'll start to get all fluffy. And then you put that at the base of your fire. Just like that. But a little colder than I thought it was going to be. I think we're down to 24 below right now. It's about 8 o'clock at night. So, got to get the stove running. Not bad for a little Amazon stove. It's pretty sweet.
Burning hot. Are you trying to put this stick on fire? Are you trying to put your hand? I'm going back on the stove. Goodbye.
This is the Flex Tail 2 air pump, super small. That's what I use for these sleeping pads. It just goes over the edge like that. turns it on. Air the pad up. Super simple. Hike through. Inflatable pillows. Emma. Okay. So these are what I'm going to use tonight for me and Emma. Super easy.
But Dad, were you going to say Michelle?
No. You just pull them out of the pack. You got a nice quilted edge right here. And then just takes a couple breaths. It's only got a one-way valve, so you blow in here.
Can I blow in it?
Maybe a little bit. But you blow in here and no air comes back out. Just like that. 3 rests, all done. Alright guys, we're all cuddled up for the night. Emma's over here. She's all bundled up. I figured I'll show you our setup. Got the little wood stove over here, got a light up there. But we're gonna get to sleep. I know Emma's tired. So gotta stoke the fire and then we'll catch you guys on another one.